So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirits, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I am so thrilled that you're here. I hope you guys stay, and I do suggest you listen to the disclaimer for your first time here or your first time listening to tarot. For those of you guys who are returning, I'm so blessed to be here again. I am so pumped up, and I can't wait to get into your reading. Today's reading, we'll be taking a look at a message that's meant to find you. So if you clicked on this video, then there will be a message here for you, of course, if you resonate with the messaging and it is something you're needing to hear. And it could be in regards to what is coming in. It could be something that you're experiencing that might be going out of existence, or confirmation, affirmation regarding whatever it is that Spirit's wanting to deliver to you today. So there will be an extended reading, and it really depends on the pile. Okay, but just know if you can't join us with the extended, then you have all the messages you're needing to hear, and that will be available through the membership program for this channel. For those of you guys who are subscribed to that, thank you so much. And I'll put the link and information down below. So this will be a pick a pile or pick a card. These are the decks I'll be using for today's reading. And as usual, listen to your intuition over my intuition in regards to what it is that Spirit is coming through for you. Okay, but don't force the messages to fit. And of course, if the pile isn't resonating, then go check out another pile or another reading. All right, so I will put the timestamps below, and we will get into the three options, and I will see you guys at the card selection. All right, gorgeous angels, we'll pull from the zodiac, and we'll pull 4 zodiac signs for each pile. Okay, you don't have to resonate with that being your sun sign. All right, it is the energy that I'll be tapping into for each of these piles. We'll pull 3 piles with 4 zodiac signs for your reading for this option for you. So Spirit, clear and concise message for the collective that's tapped into this reading for the greatest and highest good of the collective. Thank you so much, spirits. Thank you so much to you guys who were able to join us here. What is it that is needing to come forward for the collective? So we have Sagittarius for the first option here. We have Aquarius. We have Cancer. We have Virgo. We have Pisces. We have Libra for option 1, Spirit. Gemini, option 2. Capricorn, pile 3. Taurus. And finally, we have Aries, Scorpio, and Leo. So sit with this energy. Let me just arrange them. And whichever one feels right to you, take your time. Then select from the timestamp below, and we will take a look at the messaging that is coming through for you guys. And like I said, depending on the messaging, we'll dive into an extended to get more information on what it is we're needing to hear. All right, so I'll let the video run for a bit. And as usual, if it doesn't seem to resonate, just go check out another pile or another reading. And I will see you guys at your pick. All right, gorgeous angel pile number 1. You guys picked the Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini, and Aries. So right away, Mercury is sort of jumping out here. Okay, and Sagittarius is definitely a sign of taking action, following our passions and our desires, okay, achievements, and going after it. So the same with this Aries, which is very driven. So you got a lot of fire here. Okay, fire, we have some air, we have some earth. So I feel like there is some energy about a dream, making something come into fruition or grounding something, taking action on something here and making it sort of a reality. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about this. Okay, so we have the tarot, which I'll pull shortly, but let's take a look at the pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these, and see what Spirit's communicating to you. So we have the midwife. So definitely birthing something and guiding something. The midwife helps bring something, or the child, okay, into reality here, or into the 3D world after a period of nurturing. And so there's something about mothering something or nursing something so that it could become some form of reality here, but needing some sort of guidance. All right, midwife. And then we have convention. So this is the sign of Venus in Capricorn. And the number 10. So convention gives me Hierophant energy, something very structured. I'm getting a lot of 4 energy from this, although it is a 10. Okay, 4 is all about structure, foundation, stability, planning. So something that was a thought or a dream coming into reality. Here again, we have this energy that's sort of safe and boxed in here, nurtured in some sort of structure that's needs to come out in some way. 10's all about endings. Okay, completions, transformation. 10 is also the Wheel of Fortune, which is divine guidance, things shifting. Okay, 10 is also Sun energy, which is clarity. It's also the most positive card in the tarot, which talks about joy and enlightenment, clarity and certainty and victory. All right. Now we have indecision. So some more Venus energy. Okay, we got strong Venus here. And Venus rules the 2nd house. So the 2nd house is all about money, work, income, daily routines, values, material possessions, priorities, habits, work ethic. Interesting. So we have 7 here. 7's all about faith, wisdom, reflection, understanding. 7's chariot energy, which could be working with the universe, finding balance. Okay, but indecision could be sitting sort of at a crossroads. But look at this divine timing here and divine guidance. Fascinating reading, pile number 1. We have 62 or the number 8. Will-o'-the-wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. Interesting. And then we have 30. Apparition. Look at this angel. Divine guidance is really coming through here. So it's an apparition here. It could be something very spiritual that we're experiencing here, that we're understanding or seeing, that maybe not everyone is seeing, connected to the spirit's realm. You're being guided to birth something here. Okay, 3s are all about growth, relationships, initial success. All this Venus is definitely about relationships as well. We are in relationship with everyone and everything. Okay, and then we have clarity. So we had Sun energy coming through here, which was the 10. It says concept of perfection, moral conscience, critical look, inner listening, access to pleasure, social involvement. Type 1, the perfectionist instinctive center between control and letting go. Quest for answers. And another 10. 10. You could be seeing 1010. Well, I am hearing matrix with those 0s and 1s. Are we manifesting something here? The clarity to manifest something. The 1s are all about new beginnings. After 10 is a 1. So are we transitioning or birthing something here? Okay, let's pull the tarot before I channel. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. What is this message that's meant to find them today? What is this message about the pile number 1? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me in pile 1 as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Thank you so, so much. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck. We have justice, something karmic, potentially some sort of karmic justice or some sort of balance restored in something, some sort of truth being seen, spoken. Strength in reverse. So we have some Leo and some Libra. Let's see. 4 Pentacles. So we were feeling a 4 energy. There's the 5 Wands. Okay, 5 Wands could be the card of competition, challenge, conflict, internal conflict, fighting through maybe some form of stagnation or some form of security potentially. 10 Wands in reverse, surrendering, the Star, following our dreams or desires, healing, also something, again, very destined here. Aquarius energy, Knight of Pentacles, and the Sun, which we were really feeling from the 10 here. More Leo. Okay, some of you guys might have been pulled to the 3rd pile. If you were called, there might be a message there for you, although I haven't done it. But as I always say in my reading, sometimes it comes through the reading. And I do feel there might be a connection to pile 3 somehow. Okay, so Sun's about enlightenment, clarity. And I was really getting from this Ace of Swords, like seeing something or understanding something contractually, doing something here. And then the King of Swords in reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And so I'm getting heavy Mercury from the swords as well here. This is in reverse. Okay, let me tap into this messaging and get a wand and see what it is that Spirit is pulling through for the message you're needing to hear right now. Okay, it's a simple sort of message here, although it feels very intense because I do feel like this is in regards to something major in your world that you're wanting to step into. But I feel like there might be a lot of internal questions you might have, because I do feel like there is a part of whatever it is that you're being called to involve yourself with and your own internal self-speak, which could be blocking you at this time, or at least playing a devil's advocate, because I do feel like you're being called and directed, definitely guided, definitely protected. This is something that is meant for you. Okay, and I do feel like it is in line with your purpose or your dream or your calling that you're birthing into fruition. And no one can take this away from you, so that you're needing to hear for sure. Whatever it is that you're birthing into this 3D reality is meant for you. But I feel like where you're at is overcoming an internal roadblock, I guess, if you will. It could be stemmed from a, I don't know, for all of you guys, it could be different. This could be something that has been trained into us. This could be a belief system that's going on with all this Mercury energy. This could be just really logical and rational. And so we might be very logical and rational in regards to what will happen, how will this unfold, and that sort of thing. When this experience is all about this sort of more mystical manifestation of something that we can't really logically put to paper. And so how do we reconcile the two? I feel like you're wanting clarity and you're wanting answers about how do I go about this logically, or at least how will I succeed in doing this thing? Because I do feel for all of you guys, it would require some form of a surrender or some form of maybe a release of something that is better than nothing, or some position you might already be in. So this would be, for example, not for all of you guys, but it could be if we were really wanting to create our own business or follow our dream, childhood dream, whatever it may be, a singer, an actor, whatever it is. It's like I would be required to invest by releasing maybe my day-to-day job, or moving somewhere. And right now it's like I'm already sort of secure, although it's lacking, because I feel like this desire and this push to manifest is something that's really meant for you. And so this is why Spirit is saying, like, I've been guiding you. I've been trying to show you. This has all been stuff you can't really logically explain. And so therefore, when it comes time to really commit to it, or believe in it and follow it and do what you're guided to do, you might be questioning yourself and what it is that you're seeing. So you might be getting dreams, signs, symbols, direction, synchronicities, people being lined up, things happening. And it's like, I don't know for sure what it means. I want clarity. I want to know. And I think what we're wanting to know might sound very logical, of course, but I feel like there's this need to let it unfold naturally, because it will happen. And so your guarantee here is the thing that is supposed to happen will happen, kind of like giving a birth. It's like we don't really control the birth so much. It's happening through us naturally. And so whatever needs to happen during the birthing process, it just comes as a flow. We can't contain the baby in there longer. We can't do anything to sort of disrupt this natural process. And I do feel like we don't obviously give birth every day. And so we're trying to contain this dream into a structured, organized understanding of something it's not going to allow this thing to birth naturally. And that's the pain or the resistance we feel. And so there needs to be an acceptance of the surrender and an understanding that the position you're in right now, although it might seem very stable and secure, and it might be providing something, which is fine. I feel like what Spirit is saying is, like, in order for us to align with a greater purpose and our calling of where you're specifically being guided, if you're called to this reading, it's aligned with your destined path or purpose. There seems to be something that you've karmically agreed to, and that you're being shown, that you're being called to take action in some way. And I feel like we might just be feeling like we need X. I don't know what X is, I need more money, or I don't know. You're questioning something that keeps you in place. And Spirit is saying this happens as a result of you moving and surrendering. You get everything that you need. It will be explained and shown to you. It's protected highly. And so I feel like for some of you guys, for a lot of you guys, if we're sitting in this period of like, I can't move forward, or I feel like there's this big resistance in doing the thing that I need to do, because I'm questioning whether it is logically making sense. Spirit is saying there's a green light in regards to following what you're being shown, trusting the universe, even if it seems like it's stepping outside of your comfort zone or your belief system. And I feel like there's something about you being given like the understanding of something here. And maybe you're questioning your own understanding. Like, do I know enough to run with this? Do I have enough of the information to have success? And it's like, yes, you will manifest something very successful here. And so some of you guys might be moving slowly in this direction, wondering like, when will this thing flourish fully? And so, of course, anything worth having is going to take, as much time as it needs. We can't rush the birthing process. Sometimes it's time to push, and sometimes it's time to sit there and wait for the next stage of the delivery. And I do feel it's been something you've been nurturing for some time. And so if you haven't been nurturing something or internally sort of cultivating something, this might not necessarily be your reading. Okay, but I feel like the hang up here is how, and like an understanding that you're waiting for, maybe the other shoe to drop, or maybe some green light, or when I see this thing or get this thing, then I'll commit, or then it'll be the right time, or then it seems to be aligned. But it's like Spirit's really talking about the unseen becomes seen when we surrender. The answers become clear when we decide to step outside of the comfort zone or the indecision and learn to trust what we're being guided to do. And as long as we're sort of held in place, it's like we can't explore outside. And whatever this is, it's going to be definitely successful. Okay, definitely something that you can rely on. It's definitely something that is stable, and I feel like it feels very secure here. And I think it's slowly being revealed to you. And this is more addressing your frustration, because I feel like you might be either frustrated with yourself or frustrated with Spirit or frustrated with when's it time and why hasn't it happened, or what more do I need to know about this thing? Like I need to plan it, or I don't know, get more information about it. And it's like, no, go after it. Like you're already in a position to succeed with this thing. And every step is going to be a little bit different, but Spirit's here to guide you. And it feels like you might be hiding right now. Hiding, I say, but it's like utilizing a current position of security to play it small or play it safe. And there's nothing wrong with playing it small and safe, but I feel like this is bigger than this. Like this dream or this guidance is pushing you towards something that is very divine. I feel like it's very much your purpose. It's very much your calling. It's very much in line with your happiness. It will also allow you to heal something here that I feel maybe has been very heavy for you to carry, internal conflict or doubts, or whether you were capable of something or in a position to be able to deliver something here. And I feel like Spirit's saying, this is your calling. This is your purpose. There's a need to trust. There's a need to work with Spirit. There will be clarity that comes to you. Yes, and you will see. And I feel like there's a seeing with the heart, a seeing with a knowing, rather than maybe where you're trying to see. Because I feel like what you're trying to see is something that's not necessarily being shown to you, but it doesn't mean that it's not meant to be, and it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist here. Okay, but I feel like there's a lot of logic that's coming through with the Mercury energy, because I feel like maybe you're wanting like conceptually to understand, and it's like just sort of lean into the energy that's more directive in a way that allows you to surrender, release, and trust the flow of the universe, because more will be shown and seen. And I do feel like you might be questioning whether you will feel grounded or secure, and you will. I don't see any sort of water here. And water is all about our emotions, and water is all about being able to sort of go with the flow. I feel like there's a rigid energy here that's very structured. And so whatever you are doing, I feel it is not fulfilling the soul. And Spirit's saying, allow the water to sort of flow. Okay. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, I do feel like we're blocking the manifestation of the birthing of the beautiful thing that your purpose is meant to do here. And it could be just, fear of not succeeding, or when I have to face something here, I don't know if I have it within me to compete or to overcome the obstacle. And Spirit's saying, absolutely. And you will be shown and seen, and to trust this, so that you can see more of this manifestation take root. So pile number one, I think for the extended reading, what we're going to do is maybe dive into what you can do a little bit more here. And yeah, what you can do, and I guess what is next here for you, you know, overcoming this indecision, but what will sort of happen next here with this. Okay, but for those of you guys who can't join us, like, know that you have it within you to take this to the next sort of level here and go after it. There's nothing that you're lacking aside from maybe an internal confidence to step into something and a need to surrender or let go of some form of the stable, structured foundation that might be keeping you in place, but it's also creating your dissatisfaction, I feel here. Okay, so if you can join us, great. I'll put the information below for that extended. It's through the membership program only. Okay, but if you can't make it, know that Spirit has delivered you the message that you're needing to hear right here, beautiful angels. And I will see you guys at the next one. All right, bye-bye. Hello, pile number two. You guys picked the Aquarius, Pisces, Capricorn, Scorpio for your reading. And we're taking a look at the message that's meant to find you today in regards to what you need to know. All right, and then if you resonate with this reading, then we'll take it off to the extended, depending on how this reading goes, to see what we need to dive into a little bit more. Okay, so when I hear beeping, it's my lasagna, and I got to go get the lasagna in the oven. So just so you know. Let's take a look. I have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at these, and then we'll pull some tarot. Okay, if you can't join us for the extended, just know that you got all the information you're needing to know, and we'll put that intention. Whoever's here can only make it here, then that's fine. Okay, but there will be an extended for the membership so that you can go take a look at what further information you're needing to know. So Scorpio is all about the hidden aspects. Okay, it could be subconscious, it could be your shadow side here. Okay, but Capricorn, earthy energy, we have sort of this polarity going on here. Okay, because we have this watery type energy coming from the Pisces. And then we've got to this more grounded, ambitious sort of Capricorn energy that's very driven and practical. And then up here we have this Aquarius energy, which Aquarius is generally very unique unto itself. Okay, this could be being our authentic self completely. So maybe there's this guidance in regards to how to, it's like creating something like within ourselves, or like capture all of our energy in order to output something that's natural to us, no matter how weird or unique or different it is. Because maybe we're more comfortable in one element here. So it's like, how do I marry all of these parts of me in order to be more complete or more whole or more balanced or more, you know, like acting upon my emotions in a grounded way, or not so up in my head so much, or so much in my feels? Or how do I drive these feelings into practical grounded action? Okay, we might have a lot of subconscious stuff going on here that might be needing to be transmuted in order to deliver some form of self that's more authentic. That's what I'm sort of getting from this energy. But let's take a look, okay, and see what Spirit's wanting to deliver. So we have the jester. So it's a little bit of a trickster energy, although, yeah, it's the magician here. It's like, how do I'm really seeing, like, take all these aspects of myself to manifest something here, because you have the ability, all the tools within you with the magician to manifest something you're wanting. So maybe are you tricking yourself, or are you putting on one sort of facade, maybe, you know, like a facade to yourself or to your environment of someone you're not? Because maybe you're uncomfortable in another aspect of self here. There's something about needing to be authentic to and true to yourself. Because I'm feeling some form of I don't know if it's as heavy as a 7 swords, but some form of inauthenticity here. Okay, gratitude, 39 and 3, beautiful. Spiritual practice, ego level, introspective diary, prayer of thanks, support group, spiritual retreats, community service, spiritual mentorship. Type 3, the achiever emotional center between appearing and authenticity. So there's that appearance. Okay, like how we appear to the world. Is it authentic? We have a lot of solar plexus energy coming through with the yellow. More solar plexus. So solar plexus is our confidence. Okay, it's our will. It's also the ego chakra. So we could be trying to appear in a certain way. Okay, this could be your energy or someone around you. Because I'm just tapped into energy here. Okay, dark night of the soul, stress level 81 and 9. Loss of identity, internal restlessness, desire to escape, apathy, disorientation, internal conflicts, intense emotions. Type 9, the peacemaker instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. Interesting. So 9 is all about fruition, completion, fulfillment. And 9 is also moon energy, which we're feeling with the emotions and the subconscious here. Okay, could be the intuition. And 9 is all about wisdom, closure. And then we have 3. And 3s are all about growth, relationships. 3s are all about joy, communication, self-expression. Fascinating. We have 40, the fairy bridge. So we'd be guided somewhere through a transition. Maybe we're having to traverse over some sort of an experience here when it comes to our emotions or something like this. 40 or 4. 4s are all about structure, foundations, stability, planning, material reality, and problem solving. We have choice. Okay, Mars in Libra with choice. Interesting. Okay, we see the pink rose. Roses are all about relationships. Pink's all about self-love. And then we have benefactor, grace and generosity. And we have gratitude too, beautiful. And then we see 2 little, I don't know what they are, gerbils sitting in this little mushroom. Grace and generosity with the number 3. So 33 is a master number. Reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, and joy. 3 is also divine empress energy. Okay. Yeah, Taurus Libra energy coming through. There goes my lasagna. I will pull some tarot before I begin to channel. Give me a minute. All right, let's get into the tarot to add some more context to this reading. Beautiful angels. Spirit for pile number 2. What is this message that's meant to find them? What do they need to know? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect me and the collective tapped into this reading for the greatest and highest good of what they're needing to hear right here, right now. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed and so grateful to be here doing your reading today. So we have 3 of swords. Oh boy, and death in reverse. Scorpio. Okay, let's take a look. So we have 4 of wands. And we have the 10 of swords. We have the moon, which we are feeling strong moon from the Scorpio energy. Okay, also from this Pisces, because Pisces is really about this watery energy and emotions and the depths of emotions here coming through. Okay, but there might be some form of confusion when it comes to something here. Strength in reverse. So we have Cancer and we have Leo. Some of you guys might have been called to pile 3. Okay, that's for whoever was pulled there. We have the Empress in reverse, Taurus, Libra, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and then we have the 5 of Cups. Okay, let me sit here with this energy and channel what your messaging is. 3 Pentacles under that. All right, so didn't we have 3-3 somewhere here? Yeah, 3-3. We have another 3-3 over here. So very strong, okay? 33 is the master number. Like I said, reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. Threes are all about growth, relationships, initial success, creativity, joy, communication, self-expression, fun. So let me sit here and tap into this. Okay, pile number 2. This is a fascinating reading with lots of layers here, so you'll have to apply it accordingly, because for some of you guys, this could apply to an energy around you. Okay, I'm just reading energy, but I don't know whose it belongs to here. It could definitely be yours, or it could be someone regarding you, but I'm feeling sort of 2, because I'm going to read it like this. I do feel like there is disappointments, okay, disappointments that we've experienced with this 3 swords. And the 3 swords always talks about being disappointed, okay, in regards to potentially someone's words, actions, intentions, an experience that's left us feeling heartbroken, separated from the ones we love, okay, and I need to heal something when it comes to our heart space. This feels to me like somewhat of a relationship, okay, but relationship could definitely be, doesn't have to be romantic so much as it could be healing some relationship to self, okay, or a relationship with other. It could be friendship, could be a lover, whatever this is here. It could be a combination of both, because I do feel like there is something regarding being disappointed in an experience and having to heal, okay, ourselves through an experience that maybe there's a lot of fear, okay? I'm really feeling fear here with the strength in reverse and the moon here, because the moon can talk about our deepest fears, having to face certain fears in order to overcome certain things. And so there seems to be an experience of the past sort of dictating our energy in the current space when it comes to experiencing relationship with other, maybe committing or trusting to work with other, to show up to other, to commit to other. And I feel like this is coming to an end through a process of healing. And I do feel like there's been a lot of resistance. I feel like there has been a lot of delay. I feel like there has been a lot of fear here, okay? Resistance in allowing ourselves to trust, to love, to open up in a relationship. And so the choice is always ours, whether we want to, open up and experience something. But when we are sort of triggered by an experience of the past, we sort of tend to make decisions based on our subconscious, based on the fears, and then we put on a mask. So I feel like if it's not your energy, then someone's been masked up, maybe even trying to control the situation. Okay, but I feel like it's with you or you with someone else, depending on how this reading is resonating for you. But this has been really driven by a whole lot of fear, the fear of their feelings, fear of the depths of their emotions. Okay, and so I feel like with this loss of identity, it could be someone who is really wanting to control narrative, who's really thinking that they could outsmart their own emotions. As someone who, I don't feel they were trying to outsmart you so much as it is, of course, if you resonate with it being that way, outsmart through way of logic, which could have confused a lot of things here, because I feel like there was a need to not have to control one's own emotions, but ground them and allow the true version of self to come forward. And so if you were dealing with someone who was unclear about what they truly felt and wanted because of the fear was louder, because their ego might have been sort of driving their actions, their subconscious, their wounding, their past actions left you disappointed. There seems to be a shedding of this mask or this need for control. And so you might have felt controlled by this person, or like this person was playing games, or maybe just trying to strategize with you, something like this. But I feel like this is shifting towards this beautiful energy of grace and generosity. Okay, with this gratitude, I'm really feeling this Empress energy. And so there was a block to love. There was a block to the abundance and grounding this thing. Okay, and so I do feel like Spirit is talking about there being this exploration of emotions, this ego death, if you will. Okay, that someone's sort of transitioning through this bridge, guided by spirits to release false self, need for control, and go through, it could be a very painful process of healing. Okay, because when we lose this false self, it could feel like we're losing control. And so there's this balance of emotions and groundedness and a need to manifest truths that happens after we cross over. And so I feel like there's really a transition here. We're not quite on the other side. Okay, and so I feel like there is another side to this. There is getting through this thing. Okay, but we're not quite there yet. And so maybe we're fearing like, when will I be there? Or when will this person see this truth? Or when will the honest integrity of this person be sort of exposed here, their authentic self, or the truth of a situation here? Okay, and Spirit's talking about it coming online here through a series of choices, because of course our free will makes the decisions to find balance once we overcome and see through our own fears and shadows and subconscious. But we have to make different choices here. And so I do feel like there is something that's being grounded. Okay, but I do feel like we're in the middle of a transition period, and I do feel it is very much healing old wounds, old disappointments. And I do feel for a lot of you guys, this is a relationship reading, like I said. And so in order to come together and to make something work here and to become available, we have to go through a process of transformation and release. And it would require us to face our great fears and be self-aware of our own egoic masks that we wear to protect ourselves for the benefit of two people coming together here. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is sort of communicating this transition period. This is heavily guided and protected by the divine. And it's all stemmed from a need for self-love, because self-love needs to be there first for the decisions to be more pointed, and for us to be able to face our great fears, or have the courage to face our deepest emotions. So yeah, I do feel like there still is a block here until we get over to the other side. And so let me dive into this Empress in reverse energy. Okay, and then we will see what it is that we're going to cover off in the extended. But Spirit, for the collective, tapped into pile number 2. What is this Empress in reverse energy? Whoa, this card's falling. So we have the Fool in reverse, Aquarius, which I do feel was the outcome we were wanting, more of this Aquarius energy, which is trusting ourselves and the universe to make decisions and take chances on what might unfold, rather than sort of play it safe or try to control situations and narrative to the point where we don't commit, or we don't trust ourselves, okay, or let the abundance in. So we're asking about the Empress here, and yeah, we have the 5 of Wands. So we could be, in heavy conflict internally regarding what's happened in the past, could be resisting love, fighting against love, fighting our emotions, getting in the way of giving and receiving love. I feel there's been a challenge here. Okay, lots of internal conflict. And do I trust? I've been hurt before. Experiencing disappointment. Let's see, what's with this moon here? The Magician. Yeah, so we were really feeling Magician energy. And it's like, the messaging here is like, whoever I'm reading for here, The Magician energy is one of self-mastery. It's when we can bring all elements together in a balanced way in order to create and manifest something. Okay, and of course, everyone wants abundance. Everyone wants love, to feel love and appreciated, to feel welcomed, and to feel like we belong. Okay, and so Spirit is saying in order to experience this, we have to use all the tools at our disposal. And so all the elements are here in order to create a manifestation of that in which we desire. But if we're listening to the fears and the subconscious, if we're overwhelmed by our feelings, and if we're not trusting the universe to face what we need to and ride in grace, okay, because we're too held back, then we get in the way of the abundance. And so I feel like there's something coming together and overcoming fears and overcoming uncertainties in order to face what we need to here. Okay, and I feel like whoever this is really like stepping up to face the challenge of this block in order to overcome this thing. Okay, and they're more than capable to do this with the Magician here. Let's see, Spirit, what else does the collective need to know about this reading before we jump into the extended? For those who cannot make it, what are they needing to know about this messaging here? So I do feel like the messaging is all about the authentic self, no matter how weird, like I said, because we can't manipulate circumstance and situation in order to appear in a certain way, because then we're getting in the way of the abundance. Okay. And so the choice is ours. There's temperance, there's the healing, there's the balance. Okay, and like I said, it was about coming together, the ingredients of the water and the groundedness. It's like, how do I put myself together in order to manifest something? So coming together here of all aspects in order to present something that's a different energy. Queen of Cups. Love, compassion, an open heart, being in tune with one's emotions. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. And the Three Cups. Reconciliation, celebration, a feeling of belonging. Okay, this is friendship. This is coming together and celebrating and feeling like we belong. Opening up. Okay, being okay with expressing our emotions, being celebrated and seen. Healing. And so we saw the Three Pentacles. We're seeing the Three Cups. I saw the Three Swords. I feel like there's been an energy here that's being released that was really getting in the way of a coming together of creating something here. Okay, like this Empress energy. So I feel this is what's being healed. Something's definitely come to an end here. And for some of you guys, if there's like a separation, okay, there's definitely a reconciliation here, a coming together, a commitment of sorts that's being manifested. Okay, because I do feel like someone here is wanting to step towards confronting their fear of giving and receiving love and manifesting something in the 3D world where that could be practical and grounded. So we have 7 wands, yeah. So this is the card of like sort of not giving up, you know, confronting what we need to, being on a higher ground to face adversity and to fight for what we believe in. So I feel like there's still more release that needs to happen when it comes to the transformation part, but I feel like there's some ending here that has happened that's been very painful. You know, it could be that we were having to part with a community or part with a relationship or part with the end of something that we got some sort of stability or security from, some community of people, in order to trust the universe, to start anew, okay, but to explore something different. And it's like, I've experienced pain, I've experienced suffering. And so we could have been very defensive. We could have been very much resistant, defiant, you know, and how do we do that? We wear a mask or we create a version of us rather than allowing ourselves to be our free self and experience love, experience emotions, step forward to be seen. And I do feel like there's a transition here of this. So what we're going to do with the extended is we're going to dive into this energy a little bit more and see like what's going on in the subconscious, and then what's going to sort of happen next here. Okay, like we're still in this transition, but it's like what sort of is still going on here in the subconscious and what will happen next for this energy to sort of get here to the other side. Okay, like what are they going to do? Is there something here they're needing to know, or something they will be shown, or something they will do here? Okay, beautiful people. If you can join us, great. That's through the membership program. And if you can't, just know and trust that you got all the information you need to from Spirit. All right, beautiful angels, this is your message, and I will see you guys at the next one. All right, bye-bye. All right, pile number 3. You guys picked the Cancer, Taurus, Libra, and Leo zodiacs. Okay, you don't have to resonate with these being your zodiac sign, but it is the energy of the reading that I'm tapped into here, and it's a message that's meant to find you. So what are you needing to know from Spirit here? Okay, so it's interesting here because Leo has a big heart here. Okay, very fiery energy here, and Cancer is all about our emotions, but could be very guarded. Okay, so maybe we're feeling wanting to protect something, maybe of our vulnerability or ourself in some way here. Okay, Taurus is an energy of feeling and enjoying the finer things in life. Okay, like it could really be allowing ourselves to get grounded in what feels good, but it is an energy sometimes here that could be very fixed in certain ways. Okay, and maybe finding balance. How do we find balance into what feels good and understanding, where we might be exposed? Maybe we're learning about the boundaries or protecting, guarding ourselves, but being able to still enjoy finer things in life. Okay, maybe being a little more flexible or more, more considerate of others, okay, with flexibility rather than very fixed in some sort of way. But let's see what this message is about. Okay, I've pre-shuffled oracle cards. I've not looked at them. And we're asking Spirit for whatever message is meant to find you today. And if you don't resonate with this, then go check out another pile. There will be an extended reading here today. Okay, for those of you guys who are a part of the membership, it will be through the membership program. But if you cannot join us, then just know you got all the information that you're needing to get, and we'll ask Spirits to deliver what you need to know right here, right now. And that message could be for those of you guys who are able to go join us with the extended, and we'll see where we need to dive into based on the reading. Okay, so we have the metamorph. Interesting. So it's like a transition. Okay, transformation. It does feel like Scorpio energy here. Going from one state to another. Interesting, because this is looking like the bottom of the Jester, which came out for pile number 2. So I did send pile 2 to come over here. And I think I also sent pile 1 to come over here. So I don't know yet because we haven't seen the reading, but there does seem to be something about that reading. Okay, that energy, that Jester energy, trickster energy, or wearing the false self or some identity. Okay, and then morphing or metamorphing into something here of a different energy. Okay, but this seems to be more sort of tapped into the subconscious. So it's almost like from this more surface to a more deep sort of understanding here. Let's see. Interesting energy. We have 48 and 3. Welcoming failures, detaching from the result, redefining success, being authentic, telling the truth, rebalancing your life, detaching from objects. Oops. Okay, so remember Taurus, like I said, the finer things in life. Detaching from objects could mean we're getting more to the core of what matters. Okay, the type 3, the achiever emotional center between appearing and authenticity with the solar plexus. Very interesting purification path. A little hangnail here. All right. So we have heart maze. Wow, 35. Look at the little maze in the heart here. Number 8. So 8 is Leo. 8 is the ego. Okay. It could be that trickster energy, but heart is matters of the heart, which is their emotions, having to navigate something here. Interesting. All right. And then we have 16 with a butterfly portal. So 16 is tower energy. Butterfly portal. So butterflies are all about this transformation. Okay, liberation. I have this hangnail that I gotta pull off. All right. Butterfly portal. Watchers. Transpersonal with 60. And we have 47, Sky Bridge, possibility for a union. Interesting. Pile 2 also had a bridge here, but the Sky Bridge, the Bridge of Ascension. The union is this balance. That could be union of self, union with other, some form of transformation. Okay, impulsiveness. We have Mars in Aries and the horseshoe here. Number 1, one's all about new beginnings, potential opportunity. Is also the Fool energy and Magician energy. A lot of that came through for pile number 2. So, interesting. Let's lay the tarot before I start to channel. What is the message here for pile number 3? What is the message meant to find them here today, Spirit? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. So blessed to be here doing your reading. King of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. 7 Swords in reverse. What you get from that trickster energy. Okay, 10 Pentacles. Wow. We have the 2 Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the 5 Swords. Why is this 7 Swords in reverse? Empress. Taurus, Libra energy, Divine Feminine energy. Why is this 10 Pentacle here? We have the Hermit in reverse. Virgo energy. And 9 of Wands. And under that we have 5 Pentacles in reverse. And under that we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, let me sit here with this energy and channel what this messaging is. You guys can definitely skip ahead. Okay, pile number 3. I do have a question regarding this 9 of Wands, but your reading does seem to be quite clear. Now, remember, this could be your energy or energy around you. It feels to me like this energy is one that's connecting to a greater part of self, okay, which allows oneself to make more impulsive decisions, but it's impulsiveness based on what's more aligned with how we feel rather than guarding, because I feel like there was, okay, maybe that's where this 9 of Wands comes through. There was a guarding of self, okay, one's own emotion, one's own emotions, which wasn't allowing oneself to sort of invest, okay, or keeping maybe something sort of up in the air, which is creating some form of conflict here. But it was the inauthentic self, or the inability to be completely transparent with one's feelings or present oneself openly and honestly when it comes to matters of the heart, being able to give and receive love, to allow abundance to flow in here in order to create something here in the 3D, like a commitment or build something. Okay, so it felt almost like a removed energy, a need to know thyself, or to sit with oneself long enough to see one's truth or see through one's own egoic drivers, because there does seem to be fear in disappointing oneself, maybe in giving love or receiving love and navigating one's own emotions. So it's like I need to defend or guard myself. And so this could be an energy here that was fixed in finding other means of satisfaction. Okay, and so this satisfaction could be anything from immediate gratification to filling void, and avoiding other sort of pleasures of the heart. Okay, and when I say pleasures of the heart, like deep, profound love, being vulnerable, expressing one's truest feelings, and not holding oneself back here. Okay, so there seems to be a transformation, and it's like being able to explore the deeper emotions that maybe one has been avoiding. Okay, and I do feel like it's really weighed heavily because of past experience. And so I see this thing sort of looking in the past version of me who used to try to maybe wear a version of me that I would wear to protect myself in order to control situations or keep out of having to explore certain dark parts of myself, maybe that are just unexplored when it comes to matters of the heart. Okay, and so there does seem to be like this, with this impulsiveness and also this energy I'm getting of Tower. It's like a shift here, a radical shift, and maybe not as controlled, because I do feel like there might have been a heavy control or defensiveness that was creating challenge. It might have been creating lack. Okay, and it's like coming out of this lack mindset or this challenging mindset in order to explore and let one's heart sort of be open here. So the Six of Cups is someone or something of the past. It could relate to children or childhood. Okay, this could be the card of reconciliation, but it's really about the innocent love, the ability to present oneself openly, honestly, not from an egoic standpoint or from the false self identity. Okay, the trickster energy, because we need to control, or there's too much fear, or we're too held back. And so I feel like this is all about coming into a greater sense of balance when it comes to either relationship with self, hence the relationship with other could be more in balance when we're more in balance. So there seems to be an ascension here of a balanced self. Yes, I am being called to read transpersonal here for you guys. Let's see what the spirit wants to communicate to you about this energy. But it's like we can only navigate our own heart ourselves here. Okay, but I feel like there's this entering of this acceptance is really what I feel with this impulsiveness here, and going after it with this Mars of this higher potential with the butterfly. Okay, that allows for freedom and liberation and to see a little bit more clearly, which we couldn't before, matters of the heart, because I do feel like there might have been a lot of navigating through and figuring out. So this felt very trapped here when it came to allowing emotions to flow and be. So there's a truth that's being revealed or understood. Okay, so what did I say? Transpersonal 60. So it says, Watchers, serendipity, the observer, witness, transpersonal. When watchers appear, it is an invitation to stop doing. Pause, get off the treadmill, and take a deep breath. Find the witness within, the one who can observe the fire and fury happening around you, but is not caught in any of the drama. The time is right to step back. If you have a thought or opinion, keep it to yourself. If you have a feeling that needs to be expressed, do it in the shower. Do not engage with the action happening around you. Simply observe. Watchers show up to direct your attention to the horizon and away from the anthill in front of you. Others might think you are simply doing nothing, but let them know that you are helping the sun to set in the evening sky. There are bigger things to attend to. You have spent such a long time trying to correct the course of events and actions of others. Let it be for a short while. As you become the observer rather than the doer, the watcher invites you to break free from the linear. Okay, so this is ascension here. From the linear causal place of petty to day to day, rise to divine coincidence, to serendipity, and notice how the act of seeing the heart of the matter produces results. Things can happen without you doing anything. Creation unfolds in its own mysterious way, requiring only a sacred witness. So I feel like this is twofold here. Okay, I feel like there's an energy that has been held back in an observer mode of sorts, but blinded by their own fears. Okay, and I feel like there's guidance here in regards to, of course, if you are dealing with someone like this, to observe as a shift in energy happens, because there does seem to be stepping out of an energy that's been very much hesitant, trapped, trying to sort through. And I feel like it doesn't require any of your energy. Okay, this really requires sort of being open to whatever sort of presents itself. So I don't feel it requires a doer so much as it does observing what sort of transpires or unfolds here, because I do feel like there's a coming forward with an honest truth through something that has been very confusing. Okay, and I do feel is liberating here, but I do feel like it's sort of a welcoming of the unfamiliar and stepping out of something that could have been creating a lot of grief in our world that maybe we were using as a way to control. Okay, so I don't feel like there is stagnation here so much. I feel like there's movement. Okay, but I don't feel like it's through a doing. I feel like it's through an ascension process and a clarity of seeing the truth. It's like I could see, I feel liberated, and this metamorphosis that's happening to the higher state is like going through a portal of experience to get to this other side. Okay, but I feel like maybe it's where we avoided looking at our deepest feelings, like I said, or being really sort of too held back, too much in this like witness mode, where we weren't allowing this process to happen, and it was creating tension, and it was creating defensiveness, and it was creating lack. But it was calling to come out of this sort of removed state, okay, in order to manifest the thing here, because I was feeling very heavy magician energy when it comes to manifesting something that stemmed from a deep desire here. Okay, and this Horse also talks about freedom, liberation, and the authentic self. And I'm seeing the Rider from the Lenormand deck, which is a delivery of some sort of messaging. So I feel like if you're sort of experiencing this energy, it's like this Rider's coming in with a message, something that's honest, maybe an apology or some form of a reconciliation or some form of truth. It's going to allow oneself to see more clearly, or some form of liberation, where there might have been a dispute, or someone might have been defensive. Maybe you've been sort of defensive or guarding or protecting yourself from a situation here that it might have been very challenging. Okay, let's ask Spirit for sort of one more round for you guys before we kick it off to the extended to see what we need to dig into. But let's see, Spirit, for the collective that's tapped into this reading, what do they need to know? For those who are not able to join us at the extended, what do they need to know about this energy? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Pile 3, the Moon. So there's the emotions, the intuition, working through the subconscious. That's this side of the metamorph, working through confusion. We have the Devil. So the Devil can talk about having to liberate ourselves from the things that keep us stuck. Okay, the Devil is toxic patterns, habits, beliefs, people, situations, circumstances where we feel very stuck. So it could be your emotions were challenging. I felt very held back by some sort of experience that made me feel stuck. Capricorn, Cancer energy. There's very intense emotions that are really pulling through here, especially with this Leo and this Cancer, this heart maze. I'm going to navigate our way through liberating ourselves from something here. The Two of Cups in reverse. So there could have been a lot of fear when it came to partnership or exposing one's vulnerability. being the cup to another, okay, or offering a cup. You have the Ace of Wands, and it's all about new beginnings. It's all about this impulsiveness, okay, feeling inspired, feeling the fire to take action on something. Okay, now this could be like action that's sort of pulled from the subconscious. Okay, like immediate sort of action here. Four of Pentacles in reverse. So working through the comfort zone, letting go of, because the Devil is a very materialistic card. Same with the Four of Pentacles. So again, like breaking from this materialistic way of engagement, of where maybe we have lack mindset or seeing something as a win-lose with the Five Swords. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Yeah, this is the false self or the mask falling away. The High Priestess. And then we have the Seven Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like there is an energy here that's around you. Could be you or someone that you know here is working through the subconscious, okay, like through working using the intuition to navigate one's own heart, emotions, feelings, the deep emotions that have been sort of guarded and protected, that might have been creating some form of a habit that was keeping something fixed or stuck. And there's an impulsiveness in order to break free from that sort of materialistic image that they wear. Okay, and I feel like there's another energy here that might have felt very disappointed, not seen, not understood, not valued. Okay, because the Queen of Wands in reverse is like, I'm high value and I don't feel seen, appreciated, or seen for what I'm offering here. So you could have experienced a loss in a relationship, a disappointment, or someone not stepping up to your level. Okay, your level of generosity, your level of compassion, your level emotionally here, because fear was definitely getting in the way here. Okay, but there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of desire, and then there is this need to sort of break free from one's comfort zone and materialistic understanding that one might have here, because I do feel like there has been this immediate gratification to soothe something that we weren't wanting to sort of look at, and they've been thrusted into this exploration in order to ascend to greater level of understanding of their own emotions. So this possibility for union, it means that there is an ability to, with the Six Cups, to come together through forgiveness, through balance, through understanding, and through equal value. Okay, so if something's imbalance, if someone's sort of in ego, if someone's still in Devil, then there's an imbalance here when it comes to relationship. And I feel like Spirit is talking about this process of ascension that happens. It allows there to be a possibility for a union going through this portal. Okay, and it allows this individual here to transform into their greater potential. Okay, but it is this navigating a maze of our heart, our emotions, and there could be a lot of fear when it comes to having to traverse the unknown. Okay, and I do feel like there's been a lot of defensiveness here and guarding of one's own emotions. A lot of held back energy is really what I feel here for quite some time. And this is quickly shifting around here. You know, someone being driven to take action. Yeah. And I do feel like the universe is saying, the universe is sort of backing this action. Okay, I'm feeling Chariot energy, although I only see one horse here. And so I feel like there's still this transition that's happening here. Yeah, because I do feel like if we do break free from the Devil, there has to be a balanced sort of approach here. If it's too impulsive, then we could fall back out of balance, you know? And so this is all about gaining balance and a greater state of understanding here. So what we'll do, for the extended here, I want to take a look at the energy of this impulsiveness. Okay, and I want to see, is this energy that's shifting here, because there's definitely a shift. Is it sustainable? Where is this leading to? Okay, this shift in energy, because it feels like there is some overcoming. Okay, there seems to be an authentic self that comes online, but is this temporary? Because here's like being authentic, telling the truth. And we saw the Seven Swords in reverse, which is telling the truth, where maybe we were not willing to accept certain truths. Okay, and so maybe you were having to work with someone here that was going through a challenge, or maybe detaching from the results of something that maybe you've been hung up on, or someone you've been stuck to, or a situation where habitually it's been very challenging to navigate. Okay, and so we're having to detach from materialistic sort of understandings. So that's where we'll look at. We'll look at, is this sustainable? And where's it sort of headed here, this energy? Okay, because I feel like there's more that's being sort of shown and revealed and understood intuitively here. And a lot of you guys, if you resonate as being an energy here that's been unappreciated or not feeling valued or seen in a balanced way in a partnership, you might have given up. You might have said, I can't invest here no more. You know, it might have taken very long here. And maybe you're intuitively being called elsewhere. So we're going to ask spirits to take a look at this. So if you can join us in the extended, then just join the membership program. If you cannot, then just understand that you got everything you need to. No need to join the membership if you cannot, because Spirit wants you to have all the information you need, and knew that you couldn't join us there. Okay, so beautiful angels, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I'll see you at the next one. All right, bye-bye.